I believe every single thing Kendrik says about Drake. Because y'all remember Drake and Millie Bobby Brown, like, weird ass relationship when she was like 15, 16, and she was like, oh yeah, like, I text Drake all the time. Me and Drake are besties. We're best friends.
We just texted each other the other day and he was like, I miss you so much. I was like, I miss you more.
Of Millie Bobby Brown posting a picture of herself on a yacht. Photo credit to Drake.
Drake and Millie Bobby Brown's relationship has been all the talk lately, as recent revelations about Drake made amidst his feud with Kendrik have forced people to look back on the suspicious friendship between Drake and Millie back when she was just 14 years old, and it looks like even Millie might have been trying to drop hints about the concerning relationship. With Millie Bobby Brown's entrance to the acting world in Stranger Things, fans have watched her grow up from a child to a young woman who is now even rumored to be married. However, growing up in the spotlight hasn't come without any consequences, as Millie has been exposed to the industry in ways that aren't necessarily appropriate for someone her age, especially when it comes to the way she and Drake seemed to get close when she was just 14. In 2018, many fans started to feel incredibly concerned for the young actress when she revealed that she and Drake had a surprising relationship, which apparently started when they had met in Australia at one of his shows. At the time, Drake was 31 and she was 13, and people started raising some eyebrows as photos of the two hanging out together started to be shared around social media. In fact, Drake even took pictures of 13-year-old Millie on a boat with him, which, looking back at it today, seems incredibly weird. Millie later revealed that she had been invited by Drake himself to attend his show, and that the two were both incredibly starstruck by each other. Fans found it quite suspicious that Drake wanted to meet Millie like this, no matter how much of a fan he was of her. Many people felt like hanging out with her after his show was taking things too far, especially since Millie herself was most likely too young to see anything wrong with the behavior. In fact, Millie talked all about the experience, retelling how much she was fangirling over him at the time. She said, "Drake's my man. I love Drake. He is amazing. I was in his dressing room with my whole family. I was like, just want to say hi." He was like, "Oh my God." He was having a fanboy moment. I was having a fangirl moment and a Drake moment. And while her family was thankfully present for the one-on-one meeting, that wasn't the last of it, as it probably should have been, as Drake and Millie actually kept in contact after this, even exchanging numbers. According to Millie, the two even went out for dinner together after the concert and met up again the next day to hang out again. The two seemed to be starting an actually friendship as they were out spending time together, and Billie even loved to post about their outings on Instagram. It's clear that Millie was incredibly starstruck to be spending so much time with Drake. However, it's hard to ignore the implications of Drake wanting to spend so much time together with a 13-year-old. It's hard to imagine what the two would have to talk about and what they really had in common, especially because of their 17-year-old age difference. However, despite how weird this seemed to many people, the two continued to hang out, which many fans actually saw as a failure from her parents in protecting her since they allowed it to go down. The two even made it to the Netflix Golden Globes after party, as Millie brought Drake with her as her +1, even posting a photo together with him, captioning it, "Blessed to have my security be my +1 at the Netflix party." It took until Millie delved just a little bit deeper into their friendship for people to start showing real concern regarding their relationship, as she revealed that the two were not only texting on the regular, but that Drake was also involved in Millie's dating life.
I love him. I met him in Australia, and he's honestly so fantastic and a great friend and a great role model. You know, we just texted each other the other day, and he was like, "I miss you so much." I was like, "I miss you more." He's coming to Atlanta, so I'm definitely gonna go and see him. I'm so excited. Yeah.
You and Drake? That's awesome. That's awesome.
What advice does he give you? Like, what does he say?
About boys. He helps me.
What?
Yeah. He's great. He's wonderful. I love him.
In fact, even Millie at the time seemed to understand how concerning this might be for others to hear, since she actually hesitated in revealing exactly what the two talked about so much.
you know, that stays in the text messages.
This ended up looking extremely concerning to fans who were worried for Millie's safety, as Drake seemed to be getting too close to someone who was still very much considered a child. However, despite the concern that fans were showing at the time, Millie actually reacted quite negatively to the fans' behavior, as she called fans out for reading too much into it, and even made it very clear that she was honored to have Drake guide her. Why you gotta make a lovely friendship your headline? You guys are weird for real. I'm lucky to have people in the business extend their time to help me further my career and offer their wisdom and guidance. I'm very blessed to have amazing people in my life. You don't get to choose that for me. It's nice to have people understand what I do. Now get back to talking about real problems in this world other than my friendships, geez. However, this didn't necessarily have the reaction that she hoped it would have, as fans only saw it as more proof that there was a serious issue at hand, and even started accusing Drake of grooming Millie. Her jumping to defend a friendship between a 14-year-old and a 31-year-old seemed to be all because of Drake's influence on her, which she of course held in high regard at the time. Millie wasn't the only one to mention this friendship either, as Drake himself also made several comments regarding Millie over the years. Even just last year, Drake took the chance to defend himself once again for befriending her, as he made a line in his track, Another Late Night, all about Millie. Weirdos in my comments talking about some Millie Bobby, bring them jokes up to the gang, we get to really flocking. Drake has been really dismissive of the criticism ever since it started, and even to this day, he is still very much willing to stand his ground that befriending her at 13 wasn't weird. However, Millie herself has never acknowledged the name drop and has actually been very quiet on the subject of her friendship with him ever since her first round of comments. Fans are now wondering if this might mean Millie has changed her mind about the relationship, as she has now grown older and has been able to look back on it with clearer eyes. In fact, some people believe that this might be her way of confirming that something dodgy really had been going on since she stopped defending Drake completely. Even now, with the ongoing feud between him and Kendrick Lamar, with him accusing Drake of being involved with underage girls in one of his diss tracks, Millie has been extremely quiet about it. It's possible that because of Kendrick's diss track, Drake no longer has anyone defending him now that someone in the industry has decided to call him out directly. And without Millie defending him either, it has made many people look back on these very suspicious instances. However, it's not just his relationship with Millie that has raised red flags, as he has had a very similar experience with Billie Eilish that likewise raised a lot of eyebrows amongst fans. Back in 2019, Billie made her friendship with Drake known as she called him the nicest dude, and even revealed that they had been texting back and forth for some time. Billie was nearly her 18th birthday at the time, Drake being 33, and just like with Millie Bobby Brown, fans believed that it was strange for him to want a friendship with Billie. The texting part is what has fans the most concerned, as Drake seems to be very willing to engage in text conversations with minors. However, what made this even more concerning is the fact that Drake included a line about Billie in his album For All the Dogs, which people believe to be incredibly out of line. Lil Yachty was also featured on the song, and it was he who sang the line, I let her go, she fine as hell, but baby wasn't stylish. She had big tots like Billie Eilish, but she couldn't sing. Billie has had issues with being asexualized because of her body for many years now, even when she was a minor, and having someone like Drake and Lil Yachty, who she had been friends with ever since she was a minor, talk about her like that was incredibly concerning. It's something she herself acknowledged, proving how weird of a move it was on Drake's part. Billie has never had any sort of beef with the two rappers to justify this behavior from them, which is why it was such a curveball for many fans to witness. This proved to many fans that Drake shouldn't be trusted around minors, and the fact that Millie herself had stopped hanging out and speaking about Drake by this point in time was very telling to many. Today, Millie is completely against ever bringing up her friendship with Drake, and the way he behaved around her when she was just a minor, which many fans suspect could be her dealing with hidden trauma of what might have happened between the two. In fact, Millie's current relationship has been extremely secretive and held behind closed doors, as she seems to have hidden all aspects of her personal life away after dealing with so much in her younger years. Do you guys think there is truth to the accusations made against Drake? Let me know down below, and don't forget to check out this other video for more.